you go to places like, Kerala with over 90% literacy. I think it's higher than the UK.
Meet Dave. He grew up in London in the 60s and first came to India in 1974. Since then, he has returned many times, staying for several months each year. Dave shares common Western misconceptions about India, how the country has changed since the 70s, and whether India has found its identity since the British left. I'm Max Chernov, your insider to Expat Life. Ciao!
As soon as I arrived in India, I just felt very at home here. The way people look you in the eye, the way they are willing to smile. Even the most fierce Indian, if you give a proper smile, they smile back. They can't stop it. You see these army people or the police people, and they're there with their moustache and the fierce, and you smile, and this huge smile comes, and it's wow.
What's the biggest misconception about India in the West, do you think?
People in the West are quite xenophobic because they don't look like us. They're a different color. They have a different religion. People just don't understand it. They get threatened by it. So a lot of people come here because it's cheap, purely because it's hot and it's cheap. And if you are bored with England and cold and wet at winter time, you can come here. And if it wasn't here, it could be. If it wasn't here, they'd go to Spain and sit on a beach there. But beach life is lovely.
But it's kind of not the right reason to come to a country.
No,
if you're just okay, you're just comfortable because it's cheap. I mean. If you don't like the place or you're not integrated, it's kind of...
we get a lot of people turning up and they go, where can we get a full English breakfast? Where can we get Sunday roast? They want to recreate England here. And there's enough people here, they go, okay, we can charge them good money for it, we'll do it. I generally tend to stay away from those sort of people. But then it's very easy to generalize and put people in boxes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure. This part of the town, are you familiar with?
Yeah, this is the border of Fontainhas, which is the old part of Panjim. They're trying to discourage tourists from coming here.
Yeah?
Too
many?
Too many tourists blocking the street, taking photos. Some of the houses have signs saying no photos.
But this is beautiful here. Right.
Yes, it's very lovely. Still quite Portuguese, very Christian.
What's the biggest changes you see through these years in India overall?
Indoor plumbing, toilets in houses that work, running water.
Yeah.
Because when I first came, you had to go down to the well to take water, and the water was all, you went to the village pump and took water, and that was your water for the day, for cooking, for washing, for cleaning. Water was very precious. Nowadays you turn on a tap and something comes out. Traffic is extraordinary. It was mainly bicycle rickshaws, people pulling, running people with rickshaws, a lot of cows, cattle pulling carts. Everything was carried with cart. There were buses and there were trains and things, but most people were on bicycles. Few, like the Royal Enfield bikes, few bikes.
Still, there are so many good-looking Royal Enfield bikes.
They're classics. And those,
I love it.
Those were from the UK. Enfield is a place just outside London.
Yeah.
Where they also used to make armaments.
Yeah.
And so the Royal Enfield was a template of a bike that they started building here.
In Chennai, actually. Yeah.
Was it in Chennai?
In Chennai, yeah.
Education. Nowadays that you go to places like, Kerala with over 90% literacy. I think it's higher than the UK. Very beautiful lady.
Hi.
Hello.
Doing some documentary this day.
He's doing. I'm being interviewed. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to find the Prasada somewhere. I'm all right. I've got it on my map.
Lovely.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all. Not at all. So beautiful.
Yeah.
She's just a beautiful lady. She's quite a well-known actress.
Ah, wow.
From the UK.
If you use email at least once a week, the next 1 minute can change your life. This is Proton Mail, a free email service for people who want more efficiency and privacy. You will love this email for its powerful features. Unlike big tech email services, Proton Mail doesn't scan your emails or target you with ads. It also blocks trackers to keep your inbox private. Your email automatically sorted into the right folders, while unwanted messages stay out of sight. Plus, you can unsubscribe unsubscribe from any newsletters with a single click. And if your email address or personal information appears on the dark web, Proton Mail helps protect your identity. I've tried Proton myself, and switching to a better email was incredibly simple. Just import your old email seamlessly or start fresh with a brand new inbox with one click. Get Proton Mail for free at proton.me/maxchernov or just click the link in description.
What was the community like back then? Did you interact, did you mingle with locals?
Mainly the locals that I met were either guest house owners or, I mean, when we got off the plane in Delhi the first time, we met some Sikhs, some Sikh people. And our taxi driver took us to a house in New Delhi, which was run by Sikhs. And they just wanted to drink whiskey. And so we were drinking whiskey with them, and we went out for the night with them. And it was a nice meeting, but I didn't feel that I was going to see these people again, if you know. It was just very, often you'd meet people, they'd be interested, you know, what are you doing here? Remember, I was a kid, I was 20.
Yeah.
You know, the typical long hair and trying to grow a beard and stuff like that. And so they were interested, what are you doing here? You know, the English had left in 1948, so not that long ago.
Oh yeah, so the memories were still fresh. Yeah.
And with the older people, a lot of the older people were still saying life was better when the English was more order, more, you know, people who wanted to be in the past.
Yeah.
You know, the regimented, structured, bureaucratic. India hadn't really found its identity, if you like. It was still getting its identity together.
Do you think India found this identity now?
Oh, I think so, very much.
Yeah?
I'm watching India establish itself.
It feels like India very patriotic, like Indians now, because the country is raising, is growing, economically is growing.
1.4 billion people,
Yeah.
an economy that's growing 6-7% a year. There's a lot of money to be made, by a lot of people. Goa is very different. You know, Goa was Portuguese until, was it 1961?
Okay.
The Portuguese didn't leave, it was a Portuguese colony. The English hadn't taken it, and they wouldn't leave. Once the English went, the Portuguese refused to go until the Indian army surrounded it, and then the Portuguese ran away.
Oh.
But Goa is a Christian state.
Yeah, it's different from the
Very
rest
different.
of India.
Yeah, I mean, they destroyed all the Hindu temples when they got here. I think there might be one in a jungle somewhere, but every Hindu temple was smashed. And they built cathedrals and churches, and you know, Xavier forcibly converted people.
Yeah.
They didn't have much of a choice. I think it was convert or die.
Yeah.
That was the Jesuit way.
Tell me the story how you get on a boat from Mumbai to here.
We heard there was a boat from Mumbai to Goa, so we went down to the Gateway of India in Mumbai.
Yeah.
We'd arrived the day before and given somebody some money, and he'd bought us some guavas, grass and a chillum. So we spent 24 hours completely mashed, missed our next connection, went down to the Gateway of India, and they said, yeah, there's a boat over there. And it was full of some Indians going back to Goa and lots of Italians on the deck smoking chillum. We thought, this looks good. And so 24 hours later, we pulled in here to Panjim.
Sorry, what is chillum?
Chillum. Chillum is like a usually clay pipe.
Yeah.
Straight clay pipe.
Yeah.
And with a stone, you put a stone in the bottom of it, put a cloth around it, a moist cloth, and then you pack it full of
Anything,
you know, tobacco and hash or grass or whatever, and you smoke it like that. A lot of the sadhus smoke chillum.
Yeah.
And it also means that one thing you notice in India very often is left hand is for toilet, right hand is for touching and eating. And so if you're smoking a joint in the West, you smoke, you pass it, you smoke. It's lips and it's not very clean. Here they will hold a cigarette like that, smoke it, and then you can pass it.
Oh,
so
okay.
You're not actually touching. And a chillum also, you hold it, but your mouth doesn't go on the chillum. So
okay. So you touch only your fingers.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So and you're breathing the smoke in.
So you spent some time there.
Yeah.
And
So we came down to Goa and we said, where do we go?
Yeah.
Where do people go in Goa? And in those days, down where we are now in the south, was just fishing communities, and they said no, go to Baga and Arambol, where the people are. There are some there are cafes there. You could get nice more Western style food, Yeah, so we went out to Baga, lived on the beach. Crazy. I mean, there were parties on the beach, you know, with bands and good music. I was standing waiting for chai, and I met my next door neighbour, who I didn't even see from London, and she was standing in the queue. It was like, what are you doing here? It was like, I don't see you in England, and I bump into you on a beach in India.
Oh wow,
so
that's cool.
Serendipity things happen, little synchronicity things.
What was the craziest thing that you experienced back then, or like saw back then? Super like unexpected, like wow for you?
The things that really got me were the poverty.
Yeah.
I'd never seen so many dead people. If we were taking a train at say 5 o'clock in the morning, we'd go to the train station at 11 o'clock. People would be making chapati and rice, and hundreds of people waiting around in the train station.
Yeah.
Then about 1 o'clock, everybody would go sleeping, you know, with just a sarong over them. And you wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and they'd pull the dead bodies to one side.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was just life and death. You know, you saw that the animals keep. You know, here nowadays, people seem to have animals as pets, but then they were just basically keeping to. Animals were kept outside. Cats were just to keep the mice down. Dogs were guard dogs. They didn't really have the idea in Sweden Goa as animals as a pet. Never lived inside the house because they're not clean. I'm sure I must have seen loads of amazing things. You know, watching Osho coming out of his house, getting into a Rolls Royce and driving 100 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, because we decided that when we left Goa, we went to Pune because as I said, we were very interested in what was going on, and there was a lot of Osho devotees, and we said, all right, we'll go to Pune and see what's going on. And it wasn't for me. I really didn't like what was going on there.
No?
No, just a huge wall of ego. Well, Westerners.
Oh, Westerners.
Westerners who didn't really know what they were doing, calling themselves sannyasin, which is quite a high spiritual thing. It's like before Bodhisattva.
Yeah.
They were calling themselves sannyasin, just meaning followers of Osho. Dressed in those days, they were dressed in orange robes, which is like priest's robes, and going around Pune, you know, rich, daddy sends money, and they're just walking around calling themselves holy, and well, they weren't. They were just kids and arrogant, not really interacting with the locals, but living in like a California-style university was the campus.
Yeah.
Anyway, some people got a lot out of it. It wasn't for me, but it was still fun to actually be in the presence of Osho. He was amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was very charismatic, very funny, very interesting man, really extraordinary person. So you could see how he was drawing people to him. He'd done this synthesis of East and West philosophy, and very challenging to Western people.
Are you overall positive about the future of India?
Yeah, I think they're going to do all right. I think they're going to do all right. They've got natural resources, they've got a very ambitious and increasingly educated population, and they're getting a national identity as well, which is important for a continent to be moving forward. Obviously, with politics, you have to have friends and enemies, but they seem to be balancing that okay. So yeah, India, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, like in 10 years, I'm super curious about what's going to be here in 10 years.
A lot more buildings, I'm afraid. A lot more buildings, but then probably a lot more electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Maybe when they realise that electric vehicles is not the way forward, maybe hydrogen vehicles. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
see.
What's your view on UK right now, and what's your feelings and thoughts when you come to UK at the moment after so many years living abroad?
In the UK, everybody's so busy now. You know, I've got friends like my friend who I used to travel with. I'll see him once every 2 or 3 weeks. But before it used to be open door. You know, he'd just drop into my place, I'd drop into his place, day or night.
In London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now people, I can't say I'm really busy this week, and I'm busy next week, and maybe I'll see you in 3 weeks' time. It's like, really? Whereas here, you call somebody and you go and meet them for a coffee in the afternoon. Or, you know, my friends up in North Goa, I get on a bus or get on my scooter and just drive up there and see them.
Yeah.
But it's a much smaller community here. Yeah, people are more fragmented, I find, in the UK. And, you know, they get on with their lives.
They live their lives,
busy.
yeah, that's the thing. What's the biggest lesson that India taught you?
Yeah, be patient and be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind and be patient. And people are they're good. People generally are hospitable and warm and curious.
Yeah.
And eager to find out who you are and to connect with you. You know, obviously there's lots of scumbags around. There's lots of people around who just see you like an ATM machine.
Oh.
That's normal.
Yeah.
But just be a bit patient and give them time, give them space.
How old are you, if I may ask?
71.
71. Wow,
Yeah.
you look so young.
Well, thank you.
I think people tell you this, but you are.
I'm very lucky. I've got good genes. My mum is 95 and she looks great.
How does it feel to be 71?
It's really annoying. Really annoying, because I look in a mirror and I think I see an old man in the mirror. And I walk past a shop and I see an old man there and oh my God, it's me. You know, I'm lucky. I've got all my hair and most of my teeth, and I'm still quite fit. You know, Mark and I, we run a group in the mornings, at 9 o'clock every morning. We go to the beach and we do water exercises for about 45 minutes in the sea. And there's like sometimes 25 old people bobbing around in the sea doing our exercises, and the lifeguard going, beep, especially when we're waving our arms around. He thinks we're all drowning, but that's good. It keeps me fit. Good food, good people. Don't do everything in moderation, including moderation.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Be nice to people.
Do you have any regrets in life?
No, I don't do regrets. I look at it as I am. I look back and I think I could have done things differently, but it's not a regret because I did what I did and I wouldn't be here otherwise. You know, so yeah, we all make mistakes, and I've made loads of mistakes, but then if I didn't make those, I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
You know, so you can kill yourself with regrets. You can, oh, if only I did this and that. You know, I mean, if I bought cryptocurrency 15 years ago, if I put $1,000 into into some cryptocurrencies, I'd be a multimillionaire now. But I didn't. But maybe I wouldn't be who I am now. You know? Maybe I would have put it all into a wallet and lost it, and then I'd be, oh, I had so much money.
Yeah.
But then I'm lucky, you know. I was born in the West. I was born good education, quite good health. I'm fucking lucky. And also British meant I could go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, when I was traveling, there was no real restrictions on me. So it's like winning a lottery ticket already. Bought my first flat in London in, was it 1981 or something. Because of that, I could sell it and buy a house, which I'm still in. I've had my house now for 30 years. Nowadays, kids can't afford to buy anything. You know, most of them, they can't afford a mortgage, they can't afford to buy a place. It's ridiculously expensive. Their attitude to money is very different. Also, when I first started, you got a job and that was your job for your life. Nowadays, people, 2 or 3 years, they move on.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was just part of a golden generation that had it handed to them.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that and thank you very much. So I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to getting old. You know, I see like Mark, for example, with his stick and starting to lose your balance, and the eyesight starts going and memory starts going. You know, you start talking, you go, oh no, it's gone. Don't get too worried about anything. It's all going to be all right.
What's the meaning of life for you? Have you discovered the meaning of life?
No, I'm still looking for it.
Still looking for it.
I don't think there is any meaning. I think it's all a cosmic accident. I really do. I think it's just amazing that we're here. What we think is, you know, it's like, you know, they say everything is Maya, everything is a dream, but it doesn't matter. You know, if you're standing in the road and a scooter's coming, you've got to get out of the way. I'm quite pragmatic about things. I accept that I'm here. I don't think there's any reason to be here. I don't think there's any cosmic plan. I think we're just here and we're very lucky. You know, I mean, I just met you today. We can talk, we can communicate, we like each other. Looking forward to talking to you again. But there's no real meaning. Really not. A lot of people think there's cosmic influence, there's a plan, that we're here for a reason. Good luck. Yeah, I don't. I just think, just be kind. Be kind to people, that's it. Do no harm, the Buddhists say. And if you can do that, if you can try and leave some legacy of making the world a better place when you leave it, then you're blessed. But otherwise, just, you know, wake up in the morning. That's pretty important.